Hello everyone, welcome once again to Investing with the Difference. I hope all of you are as excited as we are for June 1st, which is not far away. We are only a couple of days away from the announcements and the presentation from Block 1 about what they're planning. And of course, as we are leading up to that, we are getting a lot more good news. As you know that we got a lot of releases coming from Block 1. We talked about the SDKs and some other code which they released, and recently they announced the wallet, which is basically the authenticator. What that means is any web app or any app can actually use this authenticator, and you can point to it's just like what happens on the scatter with your desktop. You can do the same thing with mobile apps. So this is a huge deal. I think a lot of great stuff happening, and of course we need to understand that this is not the announcements. These are not the announcements which are happening from Block 1 for June 1st. So June 1st is still a plan, and we are waiting for more information on exactly what that is. In the meantime, we will be there earlier. We are meeting a lot of other community members, and one more big thing which happened is EOS is now on Coinbase. Now, as you know, for the US people, it was very difficult to buy EOS, and there was no direct on ramp on with the US bank accounts with the US dollar. And now Coinbase, as you know, is one of the biggest crypto exchange in terms of number of users, having mobile apps, and having, I think, one of the easiest way for purchasing using your like a simple mobile app and so on. So now, as EOS is already in the top in terms of market cap, so it gets listed, and it also shows up in top 5 coins, just how it should be. And this is a huge boost, I think, because first of all, a lot of people who did not have a way to create accounts with the Binance and so on, or they were not comfortable. And also it's about sending a crypto to another exchange to buy EOS. Now Coinbase, with a huge user base, can buy EOS directly with their bank accounts. So this is again very, very big news for EOS. And especially if there is more and more excitement and news flow expected with June 1st and a lot more stuff coming out from community, it will definitely help the price if it's already available on Coinbase kind of an exchange. In general, I think let's go back to the price. So the volatility is back. We had some stability around $8,000 mark for quite some time, and as we can see now, let me go and I think show you hourly chart, which will give you a better picture. So we had some amazing moves in last few days. So first of all, we did jump and break out above 8,200, and then we touched all the way up to $9,000. And in last 24 hours, we are seeing some wild swings, and this is expected because if we go back to the daily chart, I think we get too focused on hourly chart, then we see these movements. But look at this exponential rise. So this has been too fast move up from almost like a $3,300 to going 3 times to above $9,000 price. So we do expect volatility. There will be a lot of people taking profits, and many people getting into the FOMO mode. And what you're seeing is a huge set of volume. Like if you compare the volumes which we were seeing in February and March versus what we are seeing right now, this is a huge jump. So now coming back to the shorter time frame, I think I'm not too worried about today's volatility, because if you remember when we had similar move up and down, like if you remember, we had similar kind of move when we had touched $8,000 and dropped all the way to $7,000, $1,000 correction in a very, very quick way, and you can see the very similar kind of pattern emerging. So my hope is, if the bull market has to sustain, we will have some consolidation in this $8,000 again, because we already had this up move to 9,000 and came back, and because we had such a huge accumulation in 8,000 to 7,800 to 8,200 area, I'm hoping we will find support here. But even if we don't find support here, I think we have multiple support zones now. And as I have been telling you in my previous videos, that I believe that unless we break below $6,000, and then I don't think we are going to be out of bull run yet. So we are still in a very, very strong bull run, and all these wild swings are, I think, part of the game. I think we have seen this before. We have seen this kind of move around from $8,000 to $7,000 mark, and now we are seeing the same from 9,000 to 8,000. So we will watch it very carefully, but definitely if Bitcoin sustains above $8,000, it will have a positive impact on all the currencies, and especially, as I said, with EOS news upcoming and with a lot more excitement building around EOS, I hope that it will have very positive impact. Now coming back to EOS, and I think we have been covering a lot of items. As you know, before June announcement, B1 already unstaked their vested tokens, which is almost 10 million tokens, and out of that they purchased a huge amount of RAM. And what I'm excited about is the recent announcement. So if you're not following us on Twitter, we have tried to analyze a lot about what's going on. So Dan posted the news about that they are actually testing their, on the private network. Remember, this is not the EOS mainnet. This is more of a test for some of the test application they're building, but they are looking at 320 million accounts. That's the kind of scale Block 1 is targeting for their apps. So this is what is very exciting, and this also explains us why they need such a huge amount of RAM, which they bought, that is 32 gig of RAM. And this is just one of the things. Beyond that, I think we did some analysis, and let me go back to my analysis that all the RAM they bought, the 32 gig RAM, first thing is, let's go back and see how it helped you or me as an investor. We have a huge very huge RAM fee, which like we were all looking at the name bids and so on, which was every day adding 2,000 or 1,700 in best cases, up to 3,000 EOS per day. But with the RAM fee suddenly has kicked up, we got 27,000 EOS in the RAM fee the day when Block 1 traded that big RAM, and even after that we are maintaining pretty significantly above the earlier levels. Earlier we were like maybe a 30 or 50 EOS per day, but in the REX fee now we are seeing almost thousands of dollars of EOS being rewarded. And what is the impact of that? We are seeing more and more REX tokens getting added now, so that means more and more people are staking to REX. They are providing liquidity, making even cheaper to go and ask for these REX loans. So I think this is getting better and better in terms of scalability. It's getting better in terms of REX rewards. If you see in the last 7 days, the APR has been 3.36%, which is huge. But of course, this cannot sustain because this was one of the big sort of RAM-X fee which came into our way. But even after that, I think in last 24 hours, we are at almost 1% APR, which is not bad at all. So these are some good news, I think. And as I said, now B1 cannot really use this RAM. If they are planning to give free accounts, they will again sell this RAM and buy this again. And my speculation is that this makes sense, because if they announce free accounts for millions of users, people will start buying RAM in the hope that RAM price will go up. So they've just wanted to avoid the speculators to again run with the RAM. So they, in one big chunk, they bought this RAM, and they're again going to sell and buy to stabilize the market. So when you are creating a new account, you need to transfer that RAM by selling to the pool and buying it back from the pool. So that also means that REX rewards can keep our RAM fee high, and we can keep earning these REX rewards. Secondly, even if they are trying to use this RAM in for a smart contract, which some people are speculating, I do not think it's a great idea for somebody to use a B1 account. Like B1 account already has a lot of liquid tokens. It also has other tokens in their account, which is like almost 100 million token, which they own. So hosting a smart contract on the same account where you have all your funds is usually not recommended. And again, if you are going to do that for another different account, you will have to sell that RAM and buy it back from the pool. So this is why I'm actually very excited that it will definitely help us in terms of REX rewards. But either way, what my conclusion is that because they have used the EOS mainnet RAM, so they will launch on EOS mainnet. They are looking for adding these many users on EOS mainnet, which is very exciting, and this will definitely help the EOS mainnet adoption. Now finally, as I told you, a lot of people are saying, oh, why would they buy a big chunk if they are anyway going to sell it? So let me again explain to you and emphasize They are, I think Dan is smart, and they have seen all the negative effects of RAM speculation in early days of mainnet launch. So they know that as soon as they announce something, people will go and try to speculate. So this is a very good way. And remember, they are only going to pay 1%, only 0.5% on each side for selling and buying it again. But it also means that they have a huge pool of RAM, and they can have a contract which can sell and buy immediately into another account, and that will not really impact RAM prices. That will maintain the RAM prices wherever they have reached now with this one big buy. So these are like some of the ideas which I have, I think, which they are going to use. And so this definitely looks good for RAM. As you can see, all the previous RAM returns have been dwarfed in front of this big thing which we are seeing now. So this is all the I think important ideas we want to cover. Of course, we are going to be there in DC starting tomorrow, and hope to meet many of you. If you are coming there, do drop a line, do comment here. We are hosting our own event for investors and for startups who are interested in joining Blockstart Incubator. So do contact us if you want an invite to that event on Sunday. We will meet you at the Everything EOS get together, which is on Friday night, that is tomorrow, and definitely we will see all of you at B1 event on Saturday. So this is I think great times for EOS, and as I said, it is going to be, if the bull market sustains, I'm sure this will help a lot in EOS price as well. Overall, I think this is one of the best time to be in EOS, and if you're developing or if you are part of the EOS ecosystem, I'm sure you're all excited about what is going to come out from B1 in next 2 days or so. So thank you once again for joining, and we will be doing more videos and updates very soon if we get time, and definitely I will try to do some live videos from Washington DC. Let's see how that goes. I cannot promise that as of now, but we will try to keep engaged. Do join us on Twitter. The link is on the YouTube channel and Telegram for more discussions about what we think about the recent events. Thank you, and do like the video, and do not forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and we will be back very soon with more information. Thank you. Bye bye.